We have some breaking news to pass along to you regarding the Terry Elmore trial.
Let's get it over now to Jessica Vess in the newsroom. Jessica, we have a verdict this morning.
That's right, Brian and Yvonne. Just moments ago, we learned that the jury convicted Terry Elmore on 2 counts of intoxication manslaughter. She now will go into a sentencing trial. She faces 2 to 20 years for each of those counts. You may remember Elmore, who you see here, got into a car crash back in November 2011 right there on Highway 290 near the Y in Oak Hill. That crash killed Dayspring Fellowship pastor Jackson Boyette and his wife Barbara. Elmore actually took the stand in her trial on Friday, saying she does not remember the crash. She said she has a history of fainting problems, but prosecutors reminded the jury that test results right after that crash showed that Elmore had more than twice the legal limit of alcohol in her system at the time of the crash. Again, a jury coming back right now after just a matter of hours of deliberations, finding her guilty on 2 counts of intoxication manslaughter. That jury deliberated for just 2.5 hours on Friday before going into recess over the weekend. They went back into deliberations this morning and came back with that verdict right around 11 o'clock this morning. KVU's Shannon Murray is at the courthouse. She will have many more details of this unfolding verdict and the sentencing trial that is now going to kick off for you tonight on KVU News at 5 and 6. Brian, Yvonne, back to you.
KVU's Jessica Vess is at our breaking news social media desk with the latest. What do you have, Jessica?
Yvonne, Brian, we just got off the phone a little bit ago with Travis County Sheriff's deputies. They told us around 3:49 this morning they got that 911 call.
Daybreak's Jessica Vess is at our breaking news social media desk with the latest. What can you tell us, Jessica?
Well, Brian, Yvonne, we just spoke with the Austin Fire Department, and they are giving us updates from out there right up Bluff Springs Road and Brant Road. A lot of rescues going on there this morning.
Time now 6:29. Welcome back to Daybreak. Austin police investigating a fatal shooting in southeast Austin.
Daybreak reporter Jessica Vess is live off of Stastny Lane in Meadowcrest. Jessica, officers are talking with the victim's parents right now.
That's right, Yvonne. Their son was found shot and killed on the front porch of a home right here on Meadowcrest. I'm going to move out of the way so you can actually see where investigators are focusing on this morning. It's just outside that home. His father found him around 2:30 and called 911. Right now, police say they have a lot of questions. They don't know what led to the shooting or who pulled the trigger. They also don't know when this shooting actually happened or if the man was alone at the home at the time. We've seen investigators walking around with flashlights looking on the ground. Officers say they were searching for bullet casings. There were no 911 calls reporting gunshots.
I'm just investigating right now, and they're trying to get any lead that they can. So they're going to talk to mom, dad, and see what happened, see where he was today or why he was found deceased.
He's running it. Senior APD officer Craig Smith says they will also look through the man's cell phone for any clues. The victim's name has not been released. Police are only saying he was a man in his mid-20s. Now, as this investigation continues, the road here will remain closed down. It's this block of Meadowcrest, as well as the westbound lanes of East Stastny, just at Terry Road. We'll let you know when those roads are expected to open, but police say it will likely be another hour or so as they continue the investigation. Follow me on Twitter at JessicaV_KVU for the latest throughout the morning. Live in Southeast Austin, Jessica Vess, KVU News Daybreak.
Our team coverage continues with KVU's Jessica Vess.
Well, Yvonne, Brian, those numbers are coming from teams who are actually on the ground right now looking at that damage and adding up the loss. The worst of it, as we've seen over and over again, really in South Austin, also in Pflugerville and Wimberley. Shelters are still open, as you mentioned. The Red Cross is operating shelter service. Take a look at your screen and you'll see exactly where they are. One of them at Parker Lane United Methodist Church. It's at 2105 Parker Lane. Also a shelter open at Delph Springs Recreation Center. That one is at 5801 Inez Drive in Austin. And further south in Hays County, we're told a shelter remains open in Buda. That one at the Santa Cruz Catholic Church on Main Street. Now, if you want to drop off donations or clothing or supplies, this is where you can go. It's at Oak Meadows Baptist Church at 6905 South I-35. The Austin Disaster Relief Network and the Christian Compassion Center opened a warehouse there just this morning. Of course, many of those who are in need are still in shock, disbelief because of the emotional toll they're up against. The Disaster Relief Network also deploying specialty teams to help with counseling. We have links to all those support systems posted for you on our website at KVU.com. There's also a link that will show you exactly how you can help those who are in need. Brian, Yvonne.
KVU's Jessica Vess is at our breaking news social media desk with those diplomatic efforts. Jessica.
Brian, Yvonne, some big developments coming out of that Crimean region. Good morning to you. A member of the legislature in Crimea says that they are going to take this head on, as you mentioned, holding a meeting now on March 16th to decide for themselves whether they want to become part of Russia. That same lawmaker said, quote, "This is our response to the disorder and the lawlessness in Kiev. We will decide our future ourselves." That area does have a degree of autonomy under the current Ukrainian law. A majority of that parliament there did vote to hold this referendum. They say voters will also get a chance to voice their decision on whether they should remain a part of Ukraine. There's still no word this daybreak following this announcement from Ukraine lawmakers themselves about this decision coming out of the Crimean region. But just yesterday, Brian and Yvonne, we heard from the Prime Minister there saying that Crimea will remain a part of Ukraine. So this may very much be coming as a surprise to them. Again, that meeting happening on March 16th. Back to you.
Okay, Jessica, thanks.
A couple of weeks away, Jessica. Thank you.
Those ice problems are starting to spread. KVU's Jessica Vess is at our breaking news social media desk. Jessica.
Hi, Yvonne and Brian. Good morning to you. We are getting reports constantly from the deputies and the crews who are out on the roadways. And I want to give you a look at a map of Austin from the Texas Department of Transportation. You'll actually see some white squiggly lines on your screen. Those actually indicate roads that have reports of ice and or snow. Of course, in our area, we are focusing on the icy problems. And as I zoom into Austin, you'll see a majority of those issues stretch out right here, going down around Lakeway and off toward Dripping Springs. Now, Fayette County is telling us that they have seen ice on cars and on overhangs, but none on the road. Dripping Springs talking about ice on 290 right there, mostly between Ranch Road 12 and Nutty Brown Road. Bastrop County telling me that there is some ice on bridges and overpasses, but it remains passable, mostly because we have those TxDOT crews on the road treating those roads. And Lee County just moments ago, Brian and Yvonne tell us that they do have ice on bridges in that area. As we heard from Kelly Reyna with TxDOT just moments ago, there are many crews out on the roads. They've been treating those roads since last night and continue to monitor those areas. In fact, as I drove in this morning, I actually saw one of those crews driving through, watching for those problem areas. So they are on the ground, ready to report to any of these areas that have problems as they continue to form. We'll keep you updated throughout the morning.
All right, Jessica, it always gives me some relief when you see a crew out there because you know, okay, they're on top of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. I wanted to drive right behind them in case there was a slick spot. I knew they could just drop some sand or salt down.
Yeah, and give them the thumbs up, Jessica, when you go by.
I will.
Daybreak's Jessica Vess at the social media desk with more. Jessica.
Hi, Brian. Hi, Yvonne. Good morning. Yes, this is something we have been monitoring for hours now when the storm system first swept through the area. As we've been hearing from our weather team, Hayes County seeing some of the heaviest rainfall in the area, and so that is where we are seeing a lot of the road closures, 56 in all.
And we're learning more about what is now a SWAT situation unfolding in Del Valle.
KVU's Jessica Vess is at our breaking news social media desk with more. And this situation is affecting a school nearby.
Popham Elementary, very much right in that area where this is all unfolding. Brian and Yvonne, we just got off the phone with the Travis County Sheriff's Office. Roger Wade tells us that officers and deputies were called to a home on Proud Panda. It's the area you see marked with this red dot on your screen, not far from Popham Elementary. A man in his home locked inside, threatening suicide at this point. SWAT is en route to negotiate with this man, but because of the police presence in that area, Del Valle ISD says it is not going to operate Popham Elementary at its regular hours this morning. In fact, the district says no one, students nor staff, should report to that campus until 9:30 this morning. We'll keep you updated with any developments as they unfold. We do have a KVU crew on the way as well. Back to you.
Well, we again are getting some more images from the apartment fire in Detroit. KVU's Jessica Vess is at our breaking news social media desk. Are rescues still underway there?
It appears at this point, Yvonne, that the rescues have wrapped up, but there are still some people who I believe are being treated. We'll go ahead and take a live look out there in Detroit. This firefighters there working on this fire. Now, there's been some drastic improvements over the last time we saw this video just a little bit ago. The flames were peeking out through the entire building. You can see now just one section appears to still be burning at this point, but massive amounts of smoke. This entire apartment complex there appears to have burned in the fire that sparked this morning. Three-story building there. We actually heard from a man just a moment ago. I was listening to an interview that he did. He actually jumped from the third story, his apartment there at that point. He made it out okay. He said he opened his door. He saw smoke everywhere. Then he heard people yelling out his name and saying, jump, jump. So he did. He is safe. He is okay. But we have seen EMS going out to that area. There's actually a rush to get EMS there. So the amount of injuries, the extent of injuries from this fire, we do not yet know. We have also seen buses outside that apartment complex in Detroit to assist those residents who did escape. Again, waiting to find out right now exactly what sparked the fire this morning, what kind of injuries we're talking about, and how many people are displaced. This fire burning on the west side of Detroit, and we will continue to follow those developments throughout the morning. Yvonne, back to you.
What a rude awakening, and that's a large apartment complex. At least it looks like from our vantage point. It looks large.
It does look large. I don't know the extent of how many apartment units are inside that building. It's a building called the Jason Manor apartment complex. So I'll be looking up more information on that for you in a little bit. But I did see a sign outside that complex that said for rent. So we know that the entire complex did not have residents in it. I don't know how many, though, were living here at the time that the fire sparked.
That's a little bit of reassurance. Thank you so much, Jessica. We hope they're all
Absolutely.
okay. Thanks.